Welcome back again, Aurelianites. This is Miss Irene Diaz from Aureliana University, Jose Rizal Campus. And we will go to our lesson 2, which is imagery, as I said last time. This is the continuation of our creative writing subject. Before we proceed to again this video lesson 2, please pause for a while and offer a short prayer. Thank you. Here we go again. So don't forget to notify your teacher for your attendance. This is a very important reminder class so that they will be aware that you are present or you are actually watching this video lesson. So for the objectives for today, for the lesson of imagery, at the end of this lesson, you are expected to identify what types of imagery given in each sentence. Letter B is to make a final poem by adding imagery in the final output. As I said last time, so your drop is that's actually performance test number 1, and in this lesson 2, this is still performance test number 1. However, you need to it's like to put an imagery to yes to your writing. So later on, we will discover what imagery is. And the last one is read the identified words or phrases of imagery in given excerpts. So class, I have here, let's play 4 picks 1 word. So what word, again, that popped up in your mind eventually when you saw these 4 pictures? I think you all know already the answer because it's very easy. I already mentioned it, and that is no other than imagery. Imagery class is one of the figurative language or the devices, one of the devices in literature. So let's go for its definition or description. Imagery is a way of using figurative language. Yes, as I said, it is one of the devices in order to represent ideas, actions, or objects that the writing that okay, let's take note again with all the highlighted words. So you need all to be familiarized or remember with all these highlighted words. So at least you have the idea what imagery is. So it is to appeal to all 5 of the reader's physical senses. So what are those physical senses? So the sight, the smell, taste, touch, sight, and sound, which I know you are already again familiar because your teacher in kindergarten, even in nursery, discussed this. They introduced to you the 5 senses of a man, the physical senses. So let's go here. Imagery on the second paragraph. It's very important for writers. Why? Because it helps their language to appeal to readers. What does it mean to appeal to readers? It means that when you are reading their writing, the author's writing, you are also seeing what is within the imagination of the author when he is actually writing that if it's novel short stories. So that's it. It is to appeal to your senses, to appeal to the reader's also mind, right? Mind. And is great way for them to portray their meaning and story. That's it. It is a great way to portray their meaning. It is a great way to portray the meaning of the story, what happened in the story, what are the pictures in the story, you know. So without imagery class, what will happen? The person reading may not be able to imagine the world in a specific way the writer intended or had in mind. As I said a while ago, because of imagery, you are able to picture out or to also imagine whatever is in the mind of the author or the writer when he was actually writing the his writing or yes, his writing. So I have here class the types and examples of imagery. So this is uh, that appeals to the reader's mind, that must actually appeal to the reader's mind when they are reading a certain piece of writing. So the first one is the visual imagery. That one, it has something to do with your eyes. You have the sight. So visual imagery is, that is the sight, the sight of, I mean, it deals with to appeal in this. I right, no, 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 no. Let me clarify it. It deals with the sight in, uh, whenever the author is describing a certain scenario, he may use visual imagery for us to picture out the scenery. That is a visual imagery. So for example here, the candle flame danced in the dark. So you'll imagine that there's really a candle that is dancing in the dark, or not, it's not really dancing, it may, swaying. So it depends if, actually this is part of personification. Okay. Okay, erase that. It's another topic actually. So the second one is the auditory imagery. It's the sense of hearing. So here, example is walking through the woods, there was a calm and eerie silence. So you have there the calm and eerie silence. So this has something to do with auditory imagery. So I hope class these are all very clear, because everything has been simplified. Yes. The next one is the olfactory imagery. This is the smell. So, example, I'm sorry, the freshly brewed coffee left a rich aroma in the room. So, and class, look at the words that were used. Actually, those can be a hint of what kind of imagery the author is using, and if it's in a poem or a short story or a novella drama. So you have a hint through the usage of the words, like here the olfactory. Of course, we have the idea because you have there the aroma. It is. And the next one is gustatory imagery. That's the taste. So example is Jim bit a lemon and it was incredibly sour. So okay, I don't if you have, I hope this is clear, because this is very simple. It has been simplified. So Jim bit a lemon, it was incredibly sour. The word sour here, that is the hint, that that's why we are saying that the author here in this particular sentence or in this particular excerpt used the gustatory imagery. The next one is the tactile imagery. The tactile imagery is, I'm sorry, has something to do with the sense of touch. So the little boy touched the prickly cactus. So these are class. You may screenshot this for your reference. So these are the types and examples of imagery. So here we go. I did not introduce, so I go immediately with this. So let's go to this class. This is part actually of your objective. That's why you really need to listen carefully for you to meet, because you are expected to meet all the objectives at the end of every lessons. So here, the wall towered above us, slate gray and polished white. So you will be going to identify what type of imagery does the author use. Yes, does the author use in each particular sentence. So this one, the wall towered above us, slate gray and polished. What is it? Is it visual, auditory, olfactory? What, tactile? What is it? Okay, let's see. Very good. You got it. That is a visual imagery. Next one, okay, be ready. This one. The booming thunderstorm scared the little girl. What is it? What type of imagery is it? Okay, very good. That is the auditory imagery. The next one, the scent of her strawberry perfume captivates me. What is it? Okay, got it again. That is olfactory imagery. Why class? It's very obvious class because you have there the the scent of a strawberry that captivates the person in the sentence. So olfactory. So let's go back to this one. I mean, because I did not actually stated those hint, those words. Here is the thunderstorm because the girl was scared because he heard the thunderstorm, and it has something to do with the sense of it's the sense of hearing. I'm so sorry, I forgot. It's actually the sense of hearing. Please erase erase this the site. I just forgot to edit it. It's the auditory imagery. It's the sense of hearing. Okay, let's proceed. Okay, this one. The cookies were delicious, warm, sickly, and sweet. So that is the gustatory imagery, very obvious. Next one. The wet grass covers my entire feet after the rain. So the wet grass covers entire feet after the rain. So what is it? What sense is it? What kind type of imagery? Yes, that is the tactile imagery or the sense of touch. Okay, so let's proceed, class. So you are now able to identify what type of imagery in each sentences, or if ever you'll be reading a poem, you can actually try to find out those words, those hint. We call this a hint words that used by the author for you to discover what type of imagery did they use. So here, let's read the identified words or phrases of imagery in given excerpts. Okay, please identify, read the identified phrases of imagery in giving excerpts. So here we go. Be ready. So I have here, this is from Dickens. Dickens is one of the authors in literature. Okay, this is an excerpt from his writings. Okay, so there, please read. I will not read it. You may pause this video again and read silently or audibly. It depends on you. This excerpts. And then, as you can see here, I put the hand, picture of a hand that portrays or that represents the sense of touch. So it means that what the author used here, the tactile imagery. So let's find out those words, the hint words, the reason why it is considered as, while the author considered, while while we will say that the author used a tactile imagery in his writing. So are you ready to find out those words? Okay, let's see. So because I remember tactile, so that's it in the sense of touch. So please find out those words. Okay, so let's go. Here we go. The damp, damp, you have there the damp, damp, then another damp, the wet, the clammy, the mist. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, and the mist. So these are all the words that were used by Dickens to portray the tactile imagery in his writing. The next one, class, this is the last. Okay. Well, as you can see there, you have the picture of the sense of sight. Okay. So this is this is a poem from William Wordsworth. I wandered lonely as a cloud. That is the title. I wandered lonely as a cloud. The first line of this poem is the title itself. So I think it's very obvious. You can easily find it out. So let's now see. So first you have actually the vales and the hills, or the valleys and the hills. You have the golden daffodils, the host. It means group of flowers. Then you have the beside the lake and beneath the trees. And oh, I'm sorry. Yes, that's it. So as you can see there, this is a visual imagery. And as you go through your reading, if ever you'll be reading literature class, most of the time the writers are using imagery. Why? This is to give the readers a vivid or a clear picture. So let's go and continue for the performance task number one. As I said, last video lesson, that this is the continuation. So I hope you've already had a draft of an original poem. Yeah, of course, that must be based from you because we are in creative writing. You should not copy it from the Google. Maybe you could just read and then be inspired with other poem, but make sure it is originated still from you. I mean, you can not revise, but you can just use it for inspiration. And then, so let's continue. Make a final poem by adding imagery in the final output. So that's it, class. So if you have already the three stanzas with four lines poem, then put an imagery with it. Or if you found out that you've already done at least one, if you use the gustatory image, if you have the visual, most of the time maybe you've used the visual, yes, the visual imagery, because this is the most common one. So if you have that already in your poem, then it's better just highlight it or underline it. Then for the rubric, it's the same. Okay, please follow the rubric so that you will get 20 points. 20 points for your performance test. So for your assignment class, so study in advance the lesson number 3 in the video lesson. And again, thank you for listening, and I'm so glad to teach here, and I hope you really listen to what I've said, to what I've discussed with you. So again, this is my email address, so you may contact me also through my Facebook. So just search my full name, then that's it. And thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a great and good day, and study well, everyone, and we hope for your great future. Thank you so much.